Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know where we are and how the fuck we got here?
We are in Jeremiah.
We are in Jeremiah.
Yes, and yesterday we covered Jeremiah chapter
2.
We're only in 2.
Yeah.
And I think God was calling Israel a prostitute and...
fucking whores.
Something like that, yeah. And then... I don't know. There was some shit that wasn't the pot spilled towards from the north.
That was in 1.
That was in 1.
Yeah, he saw the almonds in 1.
Oh damn. Okay,
yeah.
I'm getting it mixed up.
Chapter 2 was just like continuation of Jeremiah saying,
I mean, that's kind of how I felt about
God
it.
said,
right,
and God is very angry because the Judahs and the Israels, they're doing bad, and they're doing the pagan, celebration of Molech and Baal.
That's right. Oh yeah, we talked about the valley where they sacrificed children and all that kind of stuff.
Valley.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So there was that.
Look who paid attention. It was me.
Mostly you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got some of it.
Okay.
A little bit of it.
I got most of it.
You got most of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was Isaiah chapter 2.
It sure as fuck was.
Which means that today we're getting into
Jeremiah, not Isaiah, chapter 3.
I can't get that out of my head. We had to start over one time already because I said Isaiah. It's Jeremiah, damn it.
Yeah.
Jeremiah.
But we're not starting over this time.
No, I know. We're going to just go with it.
Yep.
So Jeremiah
chapter 3.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right. We are getting into Jeremiah chapter 3.
We sure are. Not Isaiah.
Not Isaiah.
Jeremiah. Chapter 3.
The guy that was not the bullfrog.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, this is a continuation off of the last chapter.
Okay.
Like the first 5 verses or so are like, oh, we forgot. We were still talking.
Oh, okay.
So remember he was like, follow all the rules, fuckers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's still like, follow all the rules, fuckers. So it just starts out like mid-paragraph. If a man divorces his wife and she leaves him and marries another man, should he return to her again?
Wait, why the man has if she divorces him and...
No. A man divorces his wife.
Yeah.
And she leaves him and marries another man. So like me and you are together, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, wife, I'm divorcing you. And I'm like,
sure.
Fine. And then I go marry some other dude. And then I'm like, oh shit, but I missed that other guy. And so then I came back to you. Should you marry me again?
No.
Right. Because Deuteronomy said no.
Right.
And also because you're an asshole.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's already... I'm going to assume...
You wouldn't take me back? You got to take me back. Baby, I love you.
If people get divorced, they usually get divorced because they were incompatible at some level, right?
Yeah, but maybe they grew.
Nah.
No?
People like to think they grew. I don't think they really do.
That's
true. I mean, to some extent they do, but like not like as much as we like to think,
All right.
You're still you.
I would consider taking you back.
I would say if anything you age.
I would consider taking you back. I'm the better person here.
You can't say that. We've never been divorced, so
I know. Don't ever divorce me. Okay, if a man divorces his wife and she leaves him and marries another man, should he return to her again? We decided no.
Yeah.
Would not the land be completely defiled?
Would it?
According to Deuteronomy, that marriage would be null and void. You're not supposed to do that.
Okay, sure. Okay.
But you have lived as a fucking prostitute with many lovers.
Wow.
He's calling Israel.
Yes, because they like all those other gods and shit.
And so he's comparing himself as a husband, saying, like, you left me and married other
and
quote
unquote
husbands.
Should I take you back? Because you...
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he's saying, would you now return to me? Okay, but you have lived as a prostitute with many lovers. Would you now return to me? Declares the Lord. Look up to the barren heights and see. Is there any place where you have not been ravished? The barren heights are
Look at all those places you've been fucking around with me on.
Okay, I have to say something. First of all, when he says, look up at the barren heights.
Yeah.
He's talking about the hills where they did all of their sacrifices and their sex things.
Right, that's what I figured.
And ravished here doesn't just mean like nasty sex.
Okay.
Sometimes it also means rape, according to some of the things that.
But still, like, right. I mean, he's essentially saying, "Look at all these places you cheated on me on, or whatever." So
that hill and that hill
right?
and that hill, that mountain over there. By the roadside, you sat waiting for lovers like a nomad in the desert. You have defiled the land with your prostitution and wickedness. Therefore, the showers have been withheld, and no spring rains have fallen. So,
that's why there's a drought because they were fucking around with some other gods.
Yeah, and then in my notes I read something that's ironic is that the very thing that these people were going to the other gods and goddesses for was fertility and agriculture.
Right, because God wasn't delivering probably, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
so they were going to these like false gods and idols and stuff for this, and God's like, "Oh, you are going to them for that, so then I will take it away."
And that's where I take some issue with God here because when God says, you turn your back on me and stuff, the reason people generally turn their back on whatever is because it's not giving them what they need.
Right.
Right. So obviously God was not giving them the water and the the crops and the things fertility, that they needed. Yeah. So they went elsewhere for their prayers to be heard by something else because they needed those fucking crops.
Here's God, there's God, everywhere's God, right. God, whatever.
And I don't blame them. Like if you believe in gods and you think that one of them can help you, why not try to make it happen,
Exactly.
So.
Yet you have the brazen look of a prostitute. I'm just saying. You refuse to blush with shame. Like, not only are you doing this, you're not even embarrassed about it.
Got it, yeah.
Like, wow.
Right.
Have you not just called to me, my father, my friend from my youth? Will you always be angry? Will your wrath continue forever? This is how you talk, but you do all the evil you can, you fucks.
Evil to him.
Right.
And not necessarily evil to them.
No, yeah, I totally agree.
The way I'm interpreting how these people lived, based on what I'm reading, what we've been reading in the Bible, is that their idea of what life was more, it wasn't centered around Yahweh necessarily.
Right.
It was centered around their own lives and what they had going on. And if that meant worshiping another god to help something out, so be it.
And sometimes it meant following the leadership of whoever was running the clan or tribe or kingdom or whatever.
I mean, if your fucking area gets taken over by some other clan or tribe, then you're going to follow that group because you don't want to die.
Right. And honestly, I'm just trying to grow my grass or whatever.
Right.
Like I ain't trying to get in trouble with like the law.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're entering a new section. So this is chapter 3 proper. Okay?
Okay.
During the reign of King Josiah, the Lord said to me, I think me being Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Have you seen what faithless Israel has done? Ugh. She has gone up on every high hill and under every spreading tree and has committed adultery there. That bitch.
Now he's spreading rumors to his prophets. He's like, did you hear?
I know, right?
Man, that Israel.
I saw Israel's ankles. I thought that after she had done all this, she would return to me, but she did not. And her unfaithful sister Judah saw it. Oof. I gave faithless Israel her certificate of divorce and sent her away because of all her adulteries. Yet
are we talking about like the northern tribes of Israel now? Because they're currently occupied.
Yeah,
right?
they've been taken over by Assyria, I believe.
Right.
Yeah, they're done.
Okay.
So
all right.
Yeah, he's like, Israel fucked around and found out.
Right.
And now Judah is doing the same goddamn thing. What the fuck?
Right.
So, yeah, I saw that her unfaithful sister Judah had no fear. She also went out and committed adultery. Because Israel's immorality mattered so little to her, she defiled the land and committed adultery with stone and wood. In spite of all this, her unfaithful sister Judah did not return to me with all her heart, but only in pretense, declares the Lord. The Lord said to me, faithless Israel is more righteous than unfaithful Judah.
Because they're pretending to be righteous and they're not.
Right.
Whereas at least Israel is like, fuck off.
Well, not only that, here, let me get out of this little thing here and go into my noteses because I actually
You got something
have
on this?
yes, and
Okay.
it's worth me scrolling to try to find my notes.
Well, and
okay?
they did cover in there the stone and the
stone and the
tree.
wood. Yeah.
Wood.
Yeah.
And that was something that we talked about yesterday or the day before with regard to those are basically other gods or idols or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Only they didn't really even the people in Israel, according to the Bible,
right,
didn't really know what or who they were worshiping to. They were just worshiping kind of willy-nilly.
Exactly.
So
that verse 11 said, "The Lord said to me, faithless Israel is more righteous than unfaithful Judah." Okay, and so to unpack that a little bit, this is an interesting statement considering how deeply the northern kingdom of Israel gave themselves over to idols. Even so, there are several reasons why Judah's sin was even worse.
Okay.
Judah had the example of Israel to learn from, an advantage that Israel did not have.
Right.
So there's one.
Yep.
Judah was closer to the temple and center of worship.
Right.
So they should have known better.
Sure.
Judah had better and more spiritual kings than Israel. Like if you lined up their lists of kings.
Yeah.
Judah had more.
Being closer, just going back a step here, but being closer to the temple helps you know better because apparently God can't yell any further than like a bullhorn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to double check.
Remember, he's very local.
Yeah. No, I know.
I mean, he thought the whole world was fucking, from this tent to that one over there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, finally, Judah's problem was treachery and the pretense of repentance. At least Israel was honest in their sin. Like they were like, "No, I'm sinning. Fuck off. I'm not even going to pretend with you."
Sure.
So I thought that deserved spelling out because that is such an interesting, weird thing to say.
Right.
That one is more righteous than the other. Like you're comparing like
the one that's been actually punished is more righteous than the one that is still apparently trying to be better.
Right.
I mean, at least attempting to or whatever,
I've got 2 loaves of bread that are both out of date.
Right.
And I have to tell you, I don't give a shit which one is further out of date. They're both bad. That's the way I'm looking at it. But, you know, I'm not God, so what the fuck do I know?
Right.
Okay, so God's continuing. Or, no.
Jeremiah.
No, this is still God. This is Jeremiah speaking as God.
Okay.
Right. Faithless Israel is more righteous than unfaithful Judah. Go, proclaim this message toward the north. Return, faithless Israel, declares the Lord.
Okay.
I will frown on you no longer, for I am faithful, declares the Lord. I will not be angry forever.
So he's going to take the Israelites in
he's telling
the north
them back.
He's like, come on back.
He's telling them, caveat, only acknowledge your guilt. You have rebelled against the Lord your God. You have scattered your favors to foreign gods under every spreading tree and have not obeyed me, declares the Lord. Return, faithless people, for I am your husband. I will choose you, 1 from a town and 2 from a clan, and bring you to Zion. So here and there and everywhere. Just come.
Yeah.
Come.
Sure.
Then I will give you shepherds after my own heart who will lead you with knowledge and understanding. In those days, when your numbers have increased greatly in the land, people will no longer say, the Ark of the Covenant is the Lord. So there will come a time when y'all believe me so much that even the Ark you won't need that.
Okay.
You won't need that symbol of me. You'll just believe in me without that.
Sure.
And I'm like, no, they won't.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we don't really talk about, like, people believe in God, not the Ark of the Covenant.
Right.
That apparently, based on that statement, it sounds like the Ark of the Covenant was a much bigger symbol to them than it is to, current generations of Christians.
Sure.
So at least that's how I'm interpreting that. So
I guess. I don't know. I feel like he's saying there will be a time when you'll be so fucking religious, you human beings, that you won't have to worry about a symbol of me to look at. You'll always be looking up instead of around at your things.
Okay.
You won't need that earthly representation of me because I won't be sitting in that one little tent.
Well, if that's the case, then that didn't work out very well.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, that melted people's face and then it got sent to a warehouse. Okay. It will never enter their minds or be remembered. It will not be missed, nor will another one be made. At that time, they will call Jerusalem the throne of the Lord, and all nations will gather in Jerusalem to honor the name of the Lord. No longer will they follow the stubbornness of their evil hearts.
I can't see all the nations of the world gathering together anywhere and worshiping anything together.
Okay.
I can't even see them agreeing on anything.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you recall when Europe, all the countries in Europe started using the euro.
Yeah.
That was a cause for both celebration and fear. The Christians that are like heavily into this whole end time stuff,
right?
They were super excited because they were like, "Oh shit, we're all coming together under one coin."
My God.
Like, and okay, I kind of in a large overview way of looking at it, you know, bigger picture, I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. Okay, I can see that. But then again, like people that were not looking forward to the end of time, they were like, no, this is going to be Satan. You know, you're the Antichrist coming and that should never happen. So you had like one extreme and the other. Did you have any of that?
I mean, I've heard of stuff like that, but I don't specifically recall that. So,
okay.
But I've seen stuff like that pop up. Not. People take a lot of things as signs that this is the end times or this is, you know, so I've encountered those things before. Mm-hmm. I'm always just like, whatever. Like it's to me, it's the guy with the fucking, the sandwich board walking down the street that says the end is nigh, you know?
Yeah. Ringing his bell.
Like, yeah. So.
Well, I think also, oh, never mind. I forgot what I was going to say. Literally, like mid-sentence, it was like, nope, I'm done. Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nothing, carry on. In those days, the people of Judah will join the people of Israel, and together they will come from a northern land to the land I gave your ancestors as an inheritance.
What are they going to be doing? Because they're going to be conquered by someone in the north, and they're going to be coming back down from there?
Yep.
Okay.
And that kind of, you know, I mean, trouble come from the north. That's Babylon. Babylon came from the north.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't think Babylon was from the north, but...
I thought they were.
I could be wrong.
I thought that was the whole big deal.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong, too. I mean, God knows that I am no fucking map reader. I myself said, how gladly would I treat you like my children and give you a pleasant land and most beautiful inheritance of any nation. I thought you would call me Father and not turn away from following me.
Just for the record, Babylon is to the east of Jerusalem.
Okay, my bad.
It's like over in Iraq.
Okay, well, so, you know.
I'm just saying.
Like I said, I'm no Atlas.
Right. No,
I shrugged.
It just didn't sound right to me, so I just wanted to double check real quick. So
you didn't hear what I said.
You shrugged?
I said, I'm no Atlas. I
shrugged.
Okay. But like a woman unfaithful to her husband, so you, Israel, have been unfaithful to me, declares the Lord. A cry is heard on the barren heights, the weeping and pleading of the people of Israel, because they have perverted their ways and have forgotten the Lord their God. Return, faithless people. I will cure you of backsliding. Okay, I have to read something about that, the word backsliding. Ready?
Sure.
The phrase return backsliding is a play on words from the same root, shub, to turn. So the faithless backslider is saying turn away, and they are invited to return, which is turn back.
Okay.
So it's another one of those play on words things.
Yeah, sure.
You know, that
almonds and turning back.
Got it sounds more clever in their language than ours.
Right.
Surely the idolatrous commotion on the hills and mountains is a deception. Surely in the Lord our God is the salvation of Israel. Don't call me Shirley. From our youth, shameful gods have consumed the fruits of our ancestors' labor, their flocks and herds, their sons and daughters. Let us lie down in our shame and let our disgrace cover us.
They're saying gods, these other gods, consumed their fruits of their labor and stuff.
Yeah.
So again, we're giving, you know, we're giving they're saying they're there. Mm-hmm. They're saying those are gods, and they did things.
Yep.
Again.
Yep.
Even though in Isaiah we just got done saying, nah, it's just the one God that one time.
Yeah.
So
that one monotheism.
Right.
We had a mono moment. What I really like is let us lie down in our shame and let our disgrace cover us. That is like 3/4 of the definition of medical clinical depression. Okay. Lying down in your shame, letting your disgrace cover you, and you cannot crawl out from under it.
Right.
Because it's a heavy weighted blanket.
Yeah.
That is pretty good. Like if I was going to, say, what does depression feel like? I would be like, well, that's one. That's a little bit of it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We have sinned against the Lord our God, both we and our ancestors. From our youth till this day, we have not obeyed the Lord our God. The end.
Okay. So they're admitting that they're in the wrong again.
No, they're not. This is God saying that y'all will say this. When you come back to me, you'll say all these beautiful things.
My bad.
And then I'll think about taking you back,
Well, yeah, but keep in mind, we are reading a prophecy from Jeremiah, right? So technically this is Jeremiah prophesizing that
speaking for God.
This happened because God was talking to him.
Yeah.
So, and then it might be his scribe, whatever.
Baruch.
It
was Baruch.
Baruch?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right, but okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Baruch. Baruch.
You could be right.
I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Okay. All right.
Here, I'm going to go scroll up here.
You're going to go scroll and find it, huh?
I am, because I know that dude's name was Baruch. Baruch. The Baruch is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the burn.
It's Baruch.
So I was right?
Yep. You're right.
Goddamn.
Yep.
Here's the thing. I can't remember numbers, but oh shit, I just closed out. Whatever. I'm not good at numbers, but I'm pretty good with like some words sometimes and some names sometimes.
Right.
Because I'm reading them.
Yes.
All
right. I'm not always great with that stuff, but I try really hard.
You do.
I'm better with like
numbers. My God.
Well, but also like overarching ideas. Like you don't always kind of catch the whole picture.
No, I absolutely do not.
So
I have zero understanding that there is a whole picture.
Sometimes
much less.
You say something and I'm like, what? And you're like, yeah, it was da 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 da, and like this happened and that happened, and I'm like, that's not at all what happened. Were you paying attention to what you read?
Shut up. That's
no,
me.
But no. Sometimes it's very confusing in the Bible, and like if you're not listening intently,
I was going to say
it can be very hard to.
I've said this before that I have a very difficult time sometimes when it is more like dense material.
Right.
I have a really hard time taking it in as I'm reading it out loud for the first time and trying to do a decent reading that other people will not hate.
Right. Well, and you've even seen me as we sit here, you reading the Bible to me. Sometimes I'm sitting here like kind of half acting it out as you're reading it, so I can like keep track of what's happening.
I know, I'm watching your hands and you're like, this one. Like you look like you're playing with sock puppets and it's just your hands.
Right. Yeah.
It's so cute.
I'm trying to make sure, I'm trying to like visualize what's happening.
And that guy. And then they went under the tree and they banged. No, that's not what happened, baby.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Right.
You worm.
So that was Jeremiah chapter 3.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that tomorrow we'll be back with
Jeremiah chapter 4.
And for those of you who didn't join us on Discord tonight,
boo hiss.
You need to do it. You need to get over here and join us on Discord.
It's so fun.
The link's in the fucking show notes. Go down and click on it now. You won't remember later. You know you won't. Just do it now.
Right? And we have so much fun.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Husband can't keep the computer on to save his life.
No.
I mean, it's...
Oh, be aware that if you do jump in, that we're going to have to restart once before you can actually hear us, because that's just the way it always goes.
Yeah.
So, just giving you a heads up.
It's a fucking goat screw, but it's a good goat screw, though.
Right. And we love everybody on Discord. It's such a great time.
It's a great audience. Great fun.
Yeah. And we love you all, actually. But, like, we can't talk to you as well.
Right.
When you don't come over to Discord.
Yeah,
so
come play.
We want you there.
Come play with us.
Yeah.
It's fun.
All right. So that's all we got for today.
That's all we got for today.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Hey, wife. I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.